This episode is powered by Poddex.
Go to www.poddex.com and use the code TBL10 to get 10% off your purchase at checkout. Once again, that's www.poddex.com.
Full Metal Jacket is one of the best movies ever made.
Just watched that again for the first time in like 10 years, and oh my God. Fucking Vincent D'Onofrio, man.
Oh, off the chain good. Everything that was the movie that basically made me say, if he's in it, I'll watch it. Because he's one of those people that I don't care what it is, I want to see what he's doing. Because he's that good.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen Full Metal?
God.
I've seen parts. I've never seen it like all the way through.
I think pretty much everybody has seen the drill instructor intro.
I've never seen that.
Oh my God.
Where he's chewing everybody.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Oh,
dude.
I know all the words. I've never seen it because everybody quotes it.
It's so great.
For the longest time, there was a clip of it circulating the internet where, because he and the other guys never like talk over each other and there's no music playing. Mm-hmm. So all of his dialogue, they had the pitch cranked up so he sounded like a chipmunk. So you got this guy going like, I bet you can suck somebody off so hard you'll suck a golf ball through a garden hose.
No, my favorite. You seem like the kind of guy who would fuck a man in an ass and not have the common decency to give him a reach around.
Welcome to the Basement Lounge Podcast with your hosts Mike Shea and Mike Wells. Sit back, grab a drink, relax. Let's see where the time takes us. Enjoy.
I was like, damn.
I think the best part of you slipped down the crack of your mama's ass, landed on the bed sheet. I think you've been cheated.
Okay.
Never seen it.
You are nothing.
Shit.
You are nothing but grab-astic pieces of amphibian shit.
Just the whole first like 30 minutes of the movie is just them in basic, and it's just this guy. I mean, he is the stereotype of drill
and you know what's
instructors
funny?
that you've heard from over the years.
He was not cast in that role.
No.
R. Lee Emery was supposed to be a consultant on the movie. Now, if you've watched the movie, the guy in the helicopter who's doing the shooting,
Animal?
Yeah. Get some. He was cast to be the drill instructor. After like 2 takes, Kubrick hated him.
Oh, shit.
R. Lee Emery said, let me show you how this is supposed to go. And once he did, that was it. That was it. Kubrick basically rewrote the entire first couple of scenes and put R. Lee Emery in the movie and started his whole career. Because after that, it was Mississippi Burning, a couple other movies he did, and he was off to the races.
Some weird bit part in Saving Silverman.
Really weird.
Where he plays the gay gym teacher.
I'm thinking he was paying the condo fees in that.
Yeah. One. Well, also I love his Geico commercial where he's the therapist and the guy's like, oh yeah, maybe we can take you out over to Namby-Pamby land and get some self-esteem for you jackwagon. Throws the box of tissues at him. Yeah, Mike has no fucking idea what we're talking about.
I played Call of Duty once. And
Call of Duty is full of douchebags that watch that movie and are trying to be that guy.
No.
And Mike.
No. I mean, maybe. Just wives get fucked at home when we're playing the game.
That's true.
What? What? I don't know.
So we got Jesse Nutt in the room with us today.
Yo.
Jesse Nutt, not to be confused with his porno name, Jesse Nutt.
Jesse Busta Nut.
Jesse is a
like Busta rhymes with Busted
Nut.
Yeah, Jesse is here. He's hanging out because haven't seen him in
forever,
for fucking ever. And
I saw him the other day.
You saw him the other day. I haven't seen, other than you, I never see anybody else in the comedy scene anymore. So
there's still a scene.
Sorry, whatever's left of it
and
right now.
Scene.
And scene.
Yeah.
I remember talking to somebody because they were talking about like how Funny Bone might be closed, and they were like, "What's that going to do to the local comedy scene?" And I was like, "Nothing."
Nothing.
Well, the locals never even went there anymore.
Yeah, what are they going to do? Not book us?
Yeah. No, the rumor is they're going to reopen.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I guess we'll see what happens after that. I mean, I hope it reopens.
Yeah. Well, now that Chappelle's opening his club here by the end of this year, I think.
Yeah, but unless he lowers them ticket prices, I just don't think
what the fuck
there's going to be that much competition. if you're charging 150 plus a fucking ticket.
Yeah, Metallica doesn't charge those kinds of ticket prices.
He just knows what he can get away with.
Oh,
And
yeah,
more
well,
power.
I mean-
he knows he'll sell it, so it doesn't.
Oh,
matter.
it'll absolutely sell.
All the dates are sold out.
Yeah.
All the Yellow Springs dates are sold out.
Yeah, they're all sold out.
Because when I saw Ray Jackson post it, they were like $200-something bucks. I was like, bullshit. So I went to go look, and they were
They're
already
all sold out. No, people are gonna fly here from all over the country to get their brag points. Okay, and I was in Yellow Springs and I saw Dave and Blair, 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 Blair. Well, good for you.
Yeah.
You know, if you got that kind of money to burn, good.
That's why when I heard he was opening a club, my first reaction was, okay, cool. Is this just going to be another club that locals can't perform at?
Pretty much.
Because we've already got one of those. We don't need two.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Yellow Springs is like 30 minutes away.
Still, I mean,
I'm sure locals eventually would be able to perform there.
That's adorable.
that's, I
Ma-
don't know.
I'm talking about like 5-10 years down the road.
So when they're not locals anymore, and then, yeah, I don't know.
What happens?
When the place has
You gotta
been-
get one person in there, and when one person shows they can do something, then at that point, because what's gonna happen is they'll hire somebody that wants to be a comic, and that's how it'll start. I think that you got way long down the road.
Yeah.
But I don't think that place can charge that much though. Like I get the whole Yellow Springs like outdoor stuff or whatever,
Sure.
but like I don't. Could you just imagine having that club like $200 a ticket, like a club for $200 a ticket?
Sure. I mean,
if they know Chappelle's there,
okay, here's the
because
thing.
he's probably gonna want to put himself on every fucking show.
Right. If you knew, okay, if you're a real legit comedy fan and you know Dave Chappelle's going to host, Chris Rock is the opening act.
That's true.
You're going to see Tiffany Haddish next, and closing the show is going to be Eddie Murphy practicing for his HBO special.
Yeah.
It's
also
worth
true.
200 fucking bucks.
No, I mean, and anybody he's brought, it's worth the money.
Sure.
It is absolutely
Yeah.
worth the money because of what you're getting. But it's just like one of those things.
I don't have a problem paying like $150 to go to like an all-star show. It's when it's $150 for a person.
I have to do it basically relative to a percentage of my income.
Yeah.
So when I look at it like that, Dave, all I can give you is about $1.75. I can't go no higher.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, obviously I'm open to being proven wrong, but
The
just,
thing isn't that because they can't sell it every weekend. Not all year.
well, because I think it said it only seats like 150 people because it's
Yeah.
it's an old, it's like an old firehouse that they're
Yeah.
cutting or something like that.
That's the thing is like you couldn't run that all year. You know what I mean?
No, not a
There's no
chance.
way you could run that and expect to like be sold out every single show.
Yeah.
That's the way I'm looking at it. Is like maybe it's like a seasonal type thing. Maybe
Look, if it like Dave said on SNL, I think that was some of the truest part of his monologue on SNL. Is for him, he was trying to do something not just for his comedy friends. He was trying to do something for the town that he loves. Trying to bring some money in there in the middle of a pandemic, which is all but crushed them.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's still, I hope that's still his motivation. Because, I mean, seriously, you got to figure most of the people that he's going to have at his club can make more money in about 6 months going anywhere else.
yeah.
Because, yeah, at least for the next 90 days, they might not get booked. But by Christmas, they're all going to be booked. Everyone, Chris, Rock, Tiffany Hatt, they're all, Dave's going to be booked.
I just hope it's not just A-listers. Like, it doesn't necessarily be locals, but like, let me see someone who's maybe not on a Chris Rock level, but
Or
at least like on TV every once in a
kind
while.
of do it like the Stones, all right? The Stones would routinely have acts open for them that they liked,
Yeah.
that they thought the public needed to see,
That is
which led to the booing of Bob Marley, Prince,
True.
and
Well, I
so many
also
others.
think he's also booking the people he likes. He's not really
Yeah.
bringing in. He's booking all his friends that are.
He's booking his friends, yeah. And, you know, hey, we've all done that.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, Chappelle's got some popular friends. So, I mean, look what he pulled off with the Gem City Shine thing in the matter of
Awesome.
less than a week.
Yeah.
He
Awesome.
threw that together.
Jon Stewart,
Stevie Wonder,
Chance the Rapper.
Chance. What a great. Who was
I always want to see Chance the Rapper live. I was like, holy shit, I
Yeah.
get to see Chance the Rapper.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder alone? I mean, when I heard, because first I was like, yeah, I'd like to go down, because I had to work. It's like, I'd like to go down there, but then there was like Stevie Wonder's there, and I'm like, oh, Oh,
Shit was crazy.
are we sure he's gonna make it? That's a blind joke. But yeah, so I have no doubt that like the venue itself will be a cool place to go see comedy. I just as a local,
I don't know. I mean, Yellow Springs is still Yellow Springs.
It's also true.
Okay.
true. Yeah.
I mean, blow away the fragrant smell of patchouli, and you got a few Nazis in Birkenstocks out there.
Yeah.
So I'm curious as to see what kind of operating hours.
Oh, that's a good point.
And what kind of interaction will be expected when these wonderful patrons leave this club and are traveling out of the Yellow Springs area? Are they going to be introduced to Yellow Springs' finest because they were going 37 in a 35?
I almost wonder if they're gonna have to treat this place kind of like the Phrase over in Kettering, where they're gonna have to be like it's not a club so much as it is like an event venue,
Right. And everything's got to be over by a certain time.
right? Because the Phrase, my mother lives across the street from the Phrase.
Yeah.
Freaking Mumford and Charlie Daniels band was there a couple years ago. I sat out on my back patio
Listen to that.
and just
Yeah.
which was great because I had to buy a ticket, but it was like I was still there. So maybe it'll be something like that, like you said, where it'll be like seasonal. They can't be open all the time. They'll have to be just like when stuff's booked, I guess.
Because with the tickets, you gotta figure with how expensive the tickets, like you'll pay for like you could pay to run the building, to have the building the entire year. I mean, you can run it as an event center too, private event center also. Like, keep in mind also too, he really likes music. Like you could also see like the juke joint type stuff there too as well. So
That's a good point.
it's like one of those things.
I don't know. This is going to be like the end of 2021 before I think they even get started on it. So it might be they got a while to figure it out. Plus, now that everything's changing and starting to be able to reopen again,
Yeah.
which that's changed a lot since last week. Holy shit!
Yeah, we can do it.
Because now, I mean, I was at work when DeWine came on the air and was talking about dropping the mask mandate and all that starting in June, and then the next day the CDC had their whole thing. And
Well, the thing about the mask mandate is like he drops the mask mandate, but then it's up to the businesses to do whatever they want. So it's kind of like it didn't matter to begin with.
at that point, it takes it off of him though.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, which is what I think part of him is just tired of being the bullet catcher here.
Yeah.
And I think he's saying, okay, well now it's up to the businesses. It's no sweat off my sack, and now, but so many of the businesses are still going to try it. But what I can already anticipate is they're going to want people to wear masks. People are going to say, "Well, the mandate's been lifted. You can't make me work. I'm going to go put gas in a laundry basket."
No. Then you're not allowed in. I don't know.
Well, we went out to dinner last night at Buffalo Wild Wings, and there were already people who were getting turned away because they didn't want to wear a mask. And it's like, dude,
Really?
Yeah.
But you only have to wear it inside till you get to your table.
Yeah. Once we sat down, my mask was off. It's not that fucking hard, people. Jesus.
Just people think their rights are being fucking. I wish I could shoot all of them in the face. Every single fucking one of them. If you wore a mask, a bulletproof mask, you wouldn't be dead right now. But it's annoying to me. Like at my job that rhymes with Horizon, you've already had like 5 or 6 people like complain like, we don't have to wear them. The governor said we didn't. I was like, sir, that's not till June 2nd. Right. And secondly, it's May. And third, it's a private business. We can do what we want.
Yeah.
I'm going to go somewhere else. Everywhere else is going to be exactly the fuck it's, especially in my line of work. I'm 99% positive everybody else can be exactly the same.
There's nowhere you're going to go where you're not going to be required to wear a mask, except maybe a Klan meeting, and even then they wear hoods.
Yeah, you got to wear a hood.
Walmart. I could see Walmart being like, you can wear them if you want.
Right. Well, I don't want to wear the mask. Cool, go get vaccinated. I don't want to get vaccinated. Those are your choices, man.
Trader Joe's lift theirs, but we went to Trader Joe's this weekend because
I can't afford Trader Joe's, so that doesn't really bother me.
Well, the thing was, everybody still wore their masks. So it's like one of those things. I was like, I wasn't surprised that people wore their masks at Trader Joe's.
Well, part of that's probably because because I think because you're talking about over there in Kettering. Well, I think you have to wear a mask to even go through those main front doors anyway. So,
And what's amazing, and I heard this morning, and I didn't even think about it until I heard it, but evidently, because of mask wearing, or at least this is what they think, there were much lower incidences, not just, it had nothing to do with COVID, of flu and other communicable diseases that they pretty much are certain the numbers are down because of mask wearing.
I was talking about that at work the other day. Like, so when my dad had leukemia, like I went super germaphobe, like always cleaning everything, wiping everything down, especially with where I work at. And so we were already like wiping down consoles and keeping separate and stuff like that. And I burn my sick time by the end of the year every year, because if I get a sneeze, I'm not coming into work because whatever. I burned no sick time last year because between all the wiping down and cleaning and wearing the mask and just stepping up the staying hygienic and separated, I didn't get sick last year.
Didn't get sick.
Well, according to my job, I did get sick. I called off.
I took a mental health day here and there, but other than that, like, yeah, it's like I didn't get my usual like summertime coughing battle. I usually get like huge flu like sometime in the summer. It didn't happen last year. And it's like, okay, cool. Well, not only do masks seem to prevent COVID, but they seem to just work in general.
They do.
Watch like herpes go on the rise. Like
everybody was fucking last year because they were stuck at home with each other.
All you don't know is actually everybody has herpes on their lips now, but we haven't been able to see them for like the entire past year and a half because of the masks. So when everybody thinks, I was like, God damn, there's a lot of herpes.
There's already so many babies I've seen so many people announcing that they're having kids now.
Oh, I would say you're going to see a double number of the number of people getting divorced.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
a lot of people now that it's pretty much lifting and they can actually move and relocate and go find that side piece they lost 12 months ago. Oh, yeah, it's over.
Especially after you have to spend, like, your marriage is already on the rocks when you were only seeing each other for like 8 to 10 hours out of the day. Now you had to spend all day, every day together at home.
No, here's what I thought about this from the beginning. If you're one of those guys or females, to be fair, and you've set up your side piece in an apartment, all laid out, everything, and you the sugar daddy, you the sugar mama. You laid out so much money over the last 16 months and got nothing.
None of it.
Okay. You got blue balls. Blue balls, ovaries. I don't know how that.
Purple pussy, whatever they call that shit. I don't know.
Balls, purple pussy. That is the podcast's name.
We have blue balls and purple pussy.
That should be Mike on the Mike. But yeah, I mean, I think that's probably going to be the most interesting thing about the next year is we get to see, for lack of a better term, the collateral damage of COVID and how it's going to play out. I think in a lot of babies, a lot of divorces. I still think there's going to be some change in general that none of us expect. I just think there's going to be some cultural shifts that nobody sees coming that are just... And I think it's going to boil down to just basically people saying, fuck it to the past.
Well, we're already seeing that there's a lot of places who have had people, working remotely from home who were talking about making that
permanent,
an ongoing thing with limited people in the office, more people working from home. Same thing with like what we've seen with people quitting their jobs because they were just tired of working for nothing.
Yeah.
That's the big thing.
That's the big thing right now. Everyone's hiring because nobody wants to go back to.
Well, and a lot of people moved. A lot of people left LA. They left New York. And it cracks me up when I'm watching these news stories. Well, we just can't find people to work. Motherfucker, please. Where do you think these people, what do you think they were doing? Okay, if you're in New York City or you're in LA and you've got yourself set up nicely, you're working 3-4 different restaurant jobs. Okay, you're waiting tables. You're one of the best servers there is. You're pulling down 2-3 G's a week in tips. Okay, COVID shut that down. Okay, what the fuck do you people think they were doing for 12 months? Even if they are the most responsible food service worker I've ever heard of, they've burned through all that savings. Okay, so unless some New York landlord got a concussion and waived the rent for the last 16 months, they had to leave the fucking town.
Yeah.
That's why you can't find people to work for you. They had to leave, you know?
Yeah.
And then there's so many other people, like you guys said, look, they've been running on that treadmill, and COVID gave them a chance to look and see, okay, what have I really been doing for the past 5, 10, 15, 20 years? Nothing.
Getting taken advantage of.
Yeah. We talked about that last week. It's people are just, they're tired of exhausting
surviving.
themselves and just surviving.
Quality of life.
The unemployment bonus gave them it gave them the opportunity to no longer have to decide between paying a bill and having a meal.
I read something, it was like a tweet that said like boomers like made like 11%, have 11% wealth or something like that. Like millennials have like less than 2%. And you're like, but we did everything you told us to do. So it's like, and when we went to school, well, I didn't, clearly, just look at me. Did all that just to put us in debt. And now we're just running with our heads.
I have that argument with my dad all the time. He just never seemed to fully grasp how different the going to college experience was, the getting a job experience was, compared to when he did it.
Yeah.
Because when he did it, you could work a part-time job washing dishes and pay for college.
And pay for college.
And
yeah.
You know, me, it was, you know, I had to take out $70,000 in student loans to be able to go, and then work at Walmart for 5 years until after graduating, because there were no jobs. And it's like, we did everything that you guys did, but the world changed.
Yeah, but not only that, just like when they hire you, if you do find a job in your area and they hire you, they don't really pay you.
Oh, come on. Look, I have a lot of friends, they go to law school. All right. They get out of law school because they want to be lawyers. They want to be big shots. All right. They get out of law school. They've got 6 figures of student loans that they've got to pay back. Can't get rid of. If they're at the top of their class, best of the best of the best, probably, maybe, their first couple of years, they'll get a job where they're making about 80, 90,000 a year, and they're working easily 100, 120 hours a week.
Because you're getting into the office 7 a.m., 8 a.m.
And you leave when they tell you you can.
Exactly. That sun is down. There are no more buses running.
Yeah.
You are...
No wonder suicide rate up's really high.
And this is your life probably for the next 5, 6 years, and they're going to dangle that, well, you could get partner in 10 years. You're not going to make fucking partner.
Yeah.
They're going to wear you out until you are burnt to a crisp.
No wonder a lot of people fuck people at work. Because that's where you're at.
That's where you work that's where you are all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, just everyone thinks just because you get the law degree or the medical degree, suddenly the paycheck just starts coming. Well, it's got to come from fucking somewhere.
Well, that's the other thing. Yeah, if you go to med school, you're coming out with 6, maybe even 7 figures of student loan debt. And the first thing you're going to have to do is pay your malpractice rider.
Yeah.
Which is going to put you so deep in the fucking hole, you can't do any of those great Doctors Without Borders things, or you can't go donate your time at the free clinic. You've got to go make the most money you can, okay? Basically because you don't have a choice. That to me is the biggest problem between the boomer generation and now. Is back then, yeah, you could get out of law school, you might owe a few $1,000s, and you could, if you wanted to go, help Appalachian people or somebody, whatever, you could do that.
Yeah.
You can't do that now.
No, that's why we created OnlyFans.
Well, hey.
Every fucking week we come back to OnlyFans.
I had to do it this once.
Jesus Christ.
It's kind of genius, okay?
I had to do it.
We decided last week we need to get somebody who has an OnlyFans on here to fucking explain it to us.
Come on.
Did anybody reach out about that?
I haven't posted it yet.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
It's been a busy week. It's one of those. I get how it works.
Right.
I don't get how it's sustainable in a world where porn is free.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, you sent me that clip, and I think we kind of explained that.
We kind of did.
It's the same thing, I think.
Yeah, but
okay. But this is bespoke porn.
Yeah, I think we call it the DLC of porn, the video game DLC of porn.
Because Now, I think it's brilliant in the sense that, because I did wonder at the beginning of COVID, what were all these strippers going to do with all this spare time? I mean, there's only so much crystal meth you can smoke in a day.
And you got to pay for it somehow.
Yeah. So I kept wondering, okay, how are they going to make money, especially the girls in places like Atlanta, Orlando, where you're used to making serious money.
Yeah.
And I mean, all jokes aside, exotic dancers, it's a legal, legit way for a lot of women who do not have the ability by time, education or whatever to have a quote unquote normal job, to make enough money to sustain themselves, sustain their kids, okay, in a decent manner. And they're not, on welfare or whatever. So kudos to you girls for shaking your titties in my face. I have no problem with that. But yeah, I mean, OnlyFans probably gave a lot of those girls freedom that they never had. And I'll bet you there are a lot of them that are never coming back to the club.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because now they've got a fan base on OnlyFans, and probably some guy says, "I'll give you $500 if you wear."
Well, it's because they're paying them $10 a month or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, 20.
And then I guess there's like I guess they can do. I don't use that, so I guess they can do. I'm cheap. I go with just Pornhub, but
tips probably.
Tips
I think
probably, and exclusive content. I mean, yeah. Because the guys on there's a show called the Stiff Socks Podcast, which is a great fucking name, first of all. And I sent you that clip, and it was they were talking about OnlyFans the same way we were, and the guy was like, "I don't go on there looking for like the porn star types. I can go on Pornhub. I want there because I want to see like the UPS girl on there. She delivers me a box, and then I get to see her box."
Now, have you guys heard the stories of different people like getting fired from jobs and
like
shit?
Teachers
had an OnlyFans page and somebody busting them.
Yeah.
Which I don't think that's
right.
Snitch culture. Can't stand it.
You can't fire somebody for showing nudes on.
But you can.
You shouldn't be able to. It's not illegal. I guess
it's some what it is. It's some bullshit in whatever employment contract people sign.
If you have a morals or ethics clause, they can get you.
Yeah,
but ethically, you can't work me to death.
Yeah, it's trust me, when it comes to corporate fine print, I'm not the biggest fan right now, but you see a lot of that happen. That's why we talked about people like they don't show their faces, or they wear masks, or they blur it out, or shit like that. Use fake names so that way they can be like, no, that's not me. That's Lexi Comes a Lot. I don't know.
You have the same tattoo.
But then you also get into Bella Thorne and the Cash Me Outside girl who started OnlyFans and made $1 million on a weekend. Mm-hmm. Whatever that says about society.
We just like memes, man.
We just like memes.
Well, we like memes, and we have money to burn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do.
We have money to burn.
And if I can burn money on titties, I mean,
I just burn it on AMC stock.
And I honestly do think that's going to be one of the things that we see out of COVID. I think a lot of people are really going to start, once this is over, and I hate the saying, but I think you're going to see a lot of people living their best life.
No, you're not
in
wrong.
the sense that I really think a lot of people are going to look at the way they'd been living before, planning ahead and doing this and that, and how it didn't mean shit to how they had to deal with the past year. Because I was telling somebody the other day, they were like, well, this didn't really affect the super rich. I'm like, bullshit, it didn't. I heard about people that some of the super rich, they got on these huge yachts, and there's logic. They were just going to cruise around the ocean until the whole thing ended, right? What they figured out is eventually they were going to run out of supplies. And then when they tried to go into port, COVID.
Can't help you.
It affected everybody. And I think a lot of people are going to change the way they live.
I think it'll affect the super rich too further on down the road post-pandemic, when suddenly they don't have the workforces they used to. This whole stock thing has opened a lot of eyes to shit. This is it's Mike's bread and butter.
I listen to that shit all day, every day.
Shit.
Love it.
It was our whole show last week was just talking about that kind of thing. The super rich are about to get a shakeup, the likes of which they were seeing, because for the first time in a very long time, all their peons had a lot of free time.
Yeah, a ton.
We had a ton of free time because suddenly they weren't having to work themselves to death to live in Section 8 housing anymore. A lot of free time, a lot of time to learn new things, study new things, and get a fucking clue.
Well, and to notice trends that they were too busy to notice before. That's probably been one of the things I've loved about COVID is it slowed everything down enough to where you can now you can notice things that just kind of passed you by before.
Yeah.
And especially the kind of manipulation that the super rich have been doing for decades in the stock market and in the options market. And you finally got a taste of what it's like to be on the business end of that hard dick now.
Oh, no, they're going to get a taste.
It's going to get worse. Look, it's going to get a lot worse.
I'm so happy right now.
I think, number one, I think that we're definitely going to see a bubble burst within the next 12 months. Stock market is going to tank. Elon Musk and all the rest of the Dogecoin, Bitcoin. I'll take my prediction. I hope I'm wrong. Actually, I hope I'm right. I see Bitcoin losing 700% of value in 18 months.
Whoa, why?
Mike, your rebuttal?
No, I'm just curious. I really don't follow Bitcoin that much.
Honestly, I think all digital currency is going to lose value. And I'm not saying lose value in the sense, I think it's going to be recalibrated to something earthly rather than the same way. Because I look at Bitcoins and all this digital currency the same way I looked at internet stocks in the 90s. The valuations do not match what's really going on. And so eventually all those stocks, those internet stocks, the Yahoos, the Alta Vistas, bottom dropped out. And then they got priced where they should have been priced all along. And that's what I expect to happen in Bitcoin. But yeah, I think a lot of companies, I don't know. I think there's going to be some, because what was I? Yeah, I was toying with this idea. I would have loved to have a time machine and go back 25 years, walk into the headquarters of Blockbuster and tell them, you will not exist in 30 years, and watch them laugh at me with derision. They would, we just bought a sports team. We've got this, we've got that. We own America. That's Paramount calling us now about their latest release. What do you mean we're going to be gone? Yeah, you're going to be gone. You will cease to exist.
And they had the opportunity to buy Netflix.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yes.
They had the opportunity and they passed.
Because we're Blockbuster.
And it wasn't long after. I mean, it was maybe like 3 years after that. Gone. And then I remember the day Netflix started streaming, because I remember when Netflix first started and it was just DVD delivery.
Yeah.
Because the commercial was hilarious, because it was a guy in like a conference room and there's like all these stereotypical movie characters. Okay, rom-com couple, two people making out. You guys are going to Stacy and
I remember that commercial now.
Yeah, and it was like this was and for the longest time, Netflix even there were certain titles that you couldn't stream.
No.
They were DVD only.
DVD only.
Now they're a fucking production company.
Well, now it's the reverse. Now there are some you can only get on DVD because they never stream.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get a copy of White Man's Burden. Harry Belafonte, John Travolta. I think everyone in America should watch this movie. No, it's not a great movie, but the concept, especially the first 10 minutes, everybody should have to watch this movie, because that was one of my favorite scenes. Was there's a dinner table scene where the camera comes in, but you only hear the voices. You don't know who's saying what. And you hear the conversation and you assume, at least I did, like most people, you assume, oh, this is white people talking shit about black folk. Camera pulls over. It's black folk talking shit about white people. White Man's Burden turns everything upside down. It's the black folk who are elitist, rich, and running things. It's the white folk who are poor, underserved, underadvantaged, and living in public housing. John Travolta plays White Man's Burden. See this movie. You will love this movie. Now,
how old is that movie?
Probably 30 plus years old. I can't even get it on Netflix DVDs. I can buy it, but yeah.
Right.
To see it, tricky.
Travolta does some interesting movies lately.
Yeah, he does. I will never watch that John Gotti movie. Just the no.
I think Glenn was in that movie.
Glenn
Childress.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
think he had to get naked for it.
Oh jeez.
Oh!
I don't
Yeah,
want to see
at some
Glenn's
point.
ass.
I mean, he didn't. He asked, but I think he had like something like a thing that cover your dick and stuff.
Glenn, OnlyFans.
Well, yeah, exactly. See, there you
OnlyFans.
go,
Is he
buddy.
that one? Is he that one? Because he was also in the library.
Yeah, I thought he was in the
Oh,
library. Yeah.
I did hear about that.
Yeah.
Good for Glenn.
Yeah.
Then there's has Don been doing it? Because Don hasn't done a movie in a while.
Don Smith. Yeah, he's always in a movie here or there. Some slasher movie or.
Cause that's another thing that since COVID, not a lot of indie films getting the local slashers and all that. There's usually I'm trying to remember the guy. There's the local guy who's always directing one. I know
Henry something.
This is the guy who did Black Mamba.
Henry Court.
Something like that. Because I don't know, but yeah, like there's nothing getting made. But now, hopefully,
Indie Movie Central.
and you can go back because there was always at least 3 or 4 getting made around here somewhere.
Oh, I think by summer, once everything opens back up, I think there's going to be, and that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping COVID leads to a renaissance. Like historically, most big plagues afterwards, there's like this creative explosion.
The Oscars this year was
Didn't even watch.
Creative explosion.
there was
mass shootings.
It was. Well,
Literally explosion.
The Oscars itself was a shit show, but like every movie that was nominated was independent, minority driven, and then the show itself ended with a big fat turd at the end. But because everybody was counting on Chadwick winning this posthumous award, like that was so they even changed the order of the awards so that Best Actor would be last. And then he didn't win. Anthony Hopkins won, who wasn't there. So the last moment of the whole night was, we accept this award on his behalf. Thank you and good night. Credits. And I was just like,
what? What did Chadwick get nominated for?
oh,
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is what Chadwick got nominated for, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. Which that won quite a few awards. That
It's a good movie.
It's a great movie.
I remember when they gave him crap when the picture came out of him. And it was like, they're like, what the hell is wrong with you? Because he was so thin.
Oh, when he was,
Because he wasn't telling anybody.
Didn't tell a soul.
I remember when that news broke.
Yeah,
I was at work and I was just like just stopped
Crushed.
what I was doing. I could not believe. I called our engineer at work because he was a big Marvel fan too, and I was like, dude, Chadwick Boseman just fucking died. And he's like, no, he didn't. You're full of shit. No way. And yeah, like Ryan Coogler was talking about, like he's like, no idea. Nobody knew.
Nobody knew.
I think it's just family and doctor. Like close family.
Well, he was doing all those movies the whole time he was going through treatment, and I'm like, man, to keep that a secret from Disney.
Yeah. From Disney.
Disney knows everything.
Do you think they found out?
They probably weren't allowed to say anything.
Do you think they found, because obviously when you do a movie for them, when you do movies, you have to take a physical.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think that he found out because he took a physical?
Probably.
I think his wife had said he knew prior to like
Seriously?
to like Civil War.
Wow.
Like he was already maybe. I mean, I could be.
If he knew
wrong,
prior
but-
Civil War, he fought for a long time.
yeah,
right?
he
fucking
did.
Because you're beating the odds of your 5-year expectation.
because it was colon cancer, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, colon cancer.
That's colon cancer is. I mean, cancer in general sucks, but colon cancer is just unrelenting. I mean, and it's so hard to catch too because it can look like so many different things. So
I loved his James Brown movie, his Jackie Robinson movie.
I always forget. See, I always remember Jackie Robinson. I always forget that he played James Brown.
I thought he did a fine job as James.
Well, he played Thurgood Marshall too, didn't
Sure
he?
did.
Yeah. Fuck, he was a good actor.
I love him as James because I just love the scene. And Mick Jagger says it didn't happen like this, and him and James are cool and all this. But I just love the way in the James Brown movie, Chadwick Boseman, how when he finds out he has to open for the Rolling Stones, and it pisses him off so much, he goes out and just torches the stage. And then as he's walking by him coming off, he goes, "Welcome to America, boys." I'm like, that's James Brown.
Oh shit, that's funny. Because he learned how to dance and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, had the teeth and You know, oh, it was great.
That's up there with, we were talking about Rami Malek and Bohemian Rhapsody last week. That's up there with
My
those,
wife was
man.
just watching that couple weeks, and she is not a big, like, those kind of movie fan. It got her. Yeah,
Bohemian Rhapsody did. Oh,
she loved it, and I did not even notice until I was sitting there watching it with her that that's Mike Myers.
We were talking about that last week.
The exact, yeah.
Fuck! I didn't even realize that was him at first.
Think about that. You got Mike Myers telling Queen, nobody will ever be banging their heads in a car listening to Bohemian Rhapsody.
I was like, come on. I want to see the outtakes from that scene.
Oh, my God.
That has got to be crazy.
Yeah, that's up, that one, the James Brown one. They're working on this new, I think it's Amazon or Hulu's doing this series about Tommy Lee and Pam Anderson.
Yeah, that they look.
Why?
I don't know, but they got Lily James playing Pam Anderson.
And she looks like Pam.
She looks like Pam Anderson.
Okay.
And Sebastian Stan, Winter Soldier's playing Tommy Lee. Motherfucker is Tommy Lee in this.
Okay.
Holy.
I like Sebastian Stan, though. I'll watch that.
They put that picture out and they had like a side by side, and I was like, I don't know which one's the real one. It's crazy. I know Courtney Love was making some big stink about it, but I could give a fuck what Courtney Love. She's like best friends with Pamela Anderson.
Oh.
But I could give a fuck what Courtney Love thinks, honestly.
Well,
She
yeah.
should have been best friends with fucking what's his face.
Courtney?
And still be alive.
Well, she killed him. So.
Yeah, Courtney,
That's what I'm saying.
just keep in mind, there's no statute of limitations on a murder rate.
Exactly.
Okay, so you keep that in mind.
Either
Biatch.
she killed him or Dave Grohl did, but I think Dave Grohl did it just because he wanted his own band.
No, man.
He didn't kill him.
Courtney.
Yeah, Courtney killed him. Or drove
Can you
him. Or
imagine
drove him
Dave
to
Grohl if Dave Grohl really did it? I just really want the Foo Fighters.
it. I want to sing. I want to play guitar. It's bullshit.
That'd be the most epic like heel turn of all time when it comes to like.
Oh my God, that'd be up there with who was the wrestler? Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Jesus.
Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah. And then there was somebody got in a bunch of trouble recently because, or no, people were asking, were shitting on the WWE or something because I think they were still selling like Chris Benoit merch or something like that, and they were like, "Could you maybe not do that?" Who gets that money?
Yeah.
Because dude killed his wife and
family is
kid.
dead. Yeah.
And
That's weird.
yeah, it was either them or like somebody was still selling the licensed merch or something like that.
I will say my impression of WWE changed once I watched Dark Side of the Ring completely.
Really?
Oh, I mean, I knew, but I didn't really know until I watched. Like when I watched the one about Macho Man Savage and that broke my heart. I had no idea any of that shit went down.
Well, I didn't know what happened.
Dude, it's deep.
Have you ever seen John Oliver talk about the WWE?
I mean, no.
Yeah,
I watched like bits and pieces of Dark Side of the Ring.
Okay.
It's really good. The Macho Man said, Elizabeth got hooked on drugs and left Randy for some other wrestler. I can't even remember who it was. Basically OD'd in his room.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's real tragic. And then the story about the Road Warriors, that one. I love the Bret Hart Montreal screw job. That was the one. That was the one. Because, I'd always thought, okay, I know wrestling's scripted and blah, 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 blah. But to know that they fucked their own like that, I was like, Vince McMahon, you're going to rot in steroid hell.
Yeah, the funny thing about Macho Man, he used to be in the Reds minor league system.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Well, and then you got Jay Lethal in Ring of Honor for a while. There was doing like a spoof on the Macho Man character because he had like a brief stint in the WWE or something like that, and he was like a super black version of the Macho Man or something like that. Jay Lethal's a weird fucking guy. I love Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor is like what everyone like when you watch like the first Spider-Man movie and he goes to that wrestling match that fucking Macho Man is in. It's like that's what Ring of Honor actually is. It's like that scene come to fucking life, and I love every minute of it. There's a guy wrestling named Cheeseburger, and he is the man.
Cheeseburger.
He's actually really good. Is the thing. I think the reason he goes by Cheeseburger is like he had made some comment or something like when he was just going by his regular name that he like loved cheeseburgers, so people were always bringing him cheeseburgers. So it just kind of stuck, I guess. I don't know.
That's funny. That's funny.
I remember when Hulk Hogan's life fell apart in like 2011, like when the wife left him.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
Yeah, he talked about a guy who got fucked by the system. Who, you know, his wife left him for a fucking 19-year-old. Took him for every fucking penny. He had to sell all of his
Memorabilia, sell everything.
Sold his house, moved in with his daughter, and ended up having to still go back to like TNA wrestling because what the fuck else was he gonna do? That's how a lot of these guys are. That's what
I thought he made his money back in that sex tape thing, though.
He made some back. I think he got, because basically
he basically got enough back to where he wasn't like hurting anymore, but like he got fucked in the divorce. Like, hardcore. And
well, she'd been with him forever.
Yeah, like they've been married. Yeah, they were married for like 30, 40 years, something like that. I mean, their kids were grown, but his life fell apart in general too, because like his son was still, I think his son's still in jail, but like he was having to pay his son's legal fees because of that car wreck he had, and then you know, he was still like on a producer licensing because his daughter got her own spin-off reality show, but then because the family fell apart, the show got canceled, and just so he was like, he still does like all kinds of behind the scenes shit and training stuff for WWE because he can't do anything else.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of those guys are. They get stuck wrestling until they fucking die and get addicted to painkillers because they're not. I mean, CM Punk talks about when he like had that concussion, but he was supposed to go overseas, so they basically just jacked him up on so many painkillers
and put him on a plane.
And then in that next match, he gets I think it was Randy Orton puts him in a headlock and he fucking shit his pants in the ring. Because he was so jacked up on painkillers and shit that he just lost him. So he got put in this headlock, and you see his face just like, oh shit! He shit himself in the ring. It's just
I've never honestly watched wrestling other than
wrestling is better than everything else you like.
I've never watched it, man.
It's wrestling, and it's great.
It's the manliest soap opera on the face of the earth.
Yeah, it literally is like watching a soap opera because you can walk away for 5 years and turn it back on, and
you're good.
Yeah, you got the heroes, you got the villains.
Well, the weird thing, I've never watched it on TV, but I've watched like if there's clips of them like on Facebook, I'll watch the clips for whatever reason. Cause like, oh man, that's crazy athletic right there.
The clips are great. Yeah, like it's fake in that like it's scripted, but like you can't fake jumping off that top rope.
No.
I mean, like, there's enough of it's real that like these.
Well, I also love the movie The Wrestler.
Oh, it's a great movie.
Mickey Rourke,
yeah,
it's a fantastic movie. All right, folks, that'll do it for this week's episode of The Basement Lounge. If you want to follow us online, you can follow Mike Wells on Twitter and Instagram at MikeWTFWells. And you can follow me, Mike Shea, at Mr. Mike Shea on Twitter and Instagram as well. You can also follow this show on Twitter and Instagram at TBL_pod. And we got a brand new website under construction for you guys with some cool new stuff coming down the line as well. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, we'll catch you guys again next week with another episode. And until then, as always, live well, rock on, take care, and bye-bye.